Welcome back to the Iraqi Dinar RV channel, your trusted source for daily IQD and VND news. Welcome everyone. We're glad to have you back on the Iraqi Dinar RV channel, your daily guide to all things related to the Iraqi Dinar, IQD, and Vietnamese Dong, VND. Today's episode is packed with potentially game-changing information. According to Frank 26, a long-followed analyst and prominent voice in the foreign currency investment world, some surprising developments are emerging around the possible revaluation of both currencies. If you've been waiting for a major shift, you'll want to listen closely. Frank has made bold statements regarding projected exchange rates and insider activity that are shaking up conversations across the community. Could we finally be nearing the moment long-term investors have been anticipating for years? Let's dive deep into what's happening behind the scenes. Insider reports. Are IQD and VND set to revalue? According to Frank 26, both Iraq and Vietnam are moving toward major financial transformations. His latest update highlights evidence suggesting that revaluation training simulations have already taken place within some U.S. financial institutions. He claims that banking personnel, especially those assigned to redemption centers, specialized branches that handle high-volume currency exchanges, have been exposed to exchange rates far above the current market value of both currencies. Frank reports that during these training sessions, exchange rates as high as $40 for the Iraqi Dinar and $229 for the Vietnamese Dong were used. While these figures haven't been publicly confirmed by any central banks, Frank insists they reflect real institutional expectations, not wild speculation. Redemption centers. Quiet preparations underway. One of the most intriguing pieces of Frank's analysis is the growing role of redemption centers. These are not your typical bank branches. According to insider sources, these centers have been preparing for an influx of currency holders, equipped with staff trained to handle revaluation scenarios. Frank claims that some redemption center personnel were instructed using rates significantly higher than current levels, up to 5x more for the dinar. This suggests there is a concrete internal belief that changes are coming, and possibly soon. He emphasizes that if a revaluation is going to take place, it will likely happen without much public notice. This means investors need to be organized, alert, and ready to act when the moment comes. Vietnam's currency. Gaining global recognition. In addition to developments in Iraq, Frank points out that the Vietnamese Dong is also under the spotlight. Vietnam has seen consistent economic growth, with expanding exports and growing foreign investment. According to Frank, this momentum is creating the foundation for a stronger, more internationally respected currency. The Dong, which many believe to be significantly undervalued, could be poised for a price correction. Frank notes that Vietnam is modernizing its financial systems and improving compliance with international banking standards, critical steps for any nation looking to adjust its currency's value on the world stage. Legitimacy. Growing. Major banks taking notice. In a noteworthy shift, Frank reports that Chase Bank has begun accepting 25,000 dinar notes. This is significant because most major U.S. banks have historically distanced themselves from the Iraqi dinar due to regulatory and volatility concerns. The fact that a prominent financial institution like Chase is now engaging with IQD indicates growing confidence and potential readiness for larger changes. Frank suggests this move could be part of a broader institutional strategy, aligned with possible future developments in Iraq's financial ecosystem. Iraq's reforms. Building a stronger foundation. Frank also highlights the proactive role of Iraqi leadership in steering the country toward economic reform. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani has prioritized financial stability, transparency, and long-term growth. Iraq has made notable progress with banking reform. strengthening financial laws, and boosting oil revenues. The government is no longer dodging monetary issues. Instead, it's tackling them directly with support from international organizations like the International Monetary Fund, IMF. Frank believes this signals Iraq's desire to position its currency as a respectable and stable player on the global stage. Asrak campaign, preparing citizens for monetary change. Another key point Frank raises is Iraq's recent public education initiative, known as the Asrak campaign. This 2-month effort focuses on improving the population's understanding of financial systems and digital banking tools. While some critics argue that the process is moving too slowly, Frank argues the opposite. He believes the government's focus on citizen readiness is a clear indication that monetary changes are on the horizon. Revaluing a national currency in a population unfamiliar with banking would be chaotic. Iraq's approach, Frank says, is thoughtful and deliberate, aiming to avoid turmoil and ensure smooth implementation. Why the delay? A strategic move. Many followers ask why, if so many pieces are in place, the revaluation hasn't already happened. Frank suggests the answer lies in strategy. Iraq and Vietnam are laying the groundwork to ensure that any revaluation will be stable and lasting. This involves careful restructuring of banking systems, aligning with international financial standards, and ensuring economic strength. Frank compares it to a chess game. Every move is calculated, and the timing is critical. He believes that the delay is not a sign of failure, but rather of preparation for a more controlled, permanent outcome. Patience and preparedness. The winning strategy. Frank's core message to investors is one of strategic patience. Many people entered the IQD and VND markets hoping for instant riches, but real success will come to those who stay informed, think long-term, and prepare calmly and intelligently. He advises closely following updates from central banks, international monetary organizations, and credible financial news sources. Revaluation, if it happens, will not be announced with fanfare. It will come quietly and catch many off guard. That's why readiness is crucial. Caution. Avoid the hype. Frank also warns against misinformation. Numerous voices online push false intel, unrealistic timelines, or guaranteed dates. He urges investors to ignore hype and stick to sources that analyze real trends and patterns. Financial resets don't happen publicly. They are controlled and sudden, often only visible to those who understand the warning signs. Final thoughts. Big changes may be closer than you think. In closing, Frank 26 believes that we're in the final stretch before significant developments unfold. Between Vietnam's rising economic status and Iraq's renewed financial leadership, both countries appear to be aligning themselves for a new role in the global economy. Whether the revaluation happens tomorrow or months from now, the key is to remain watchful, educated, and cautious. As Frank says, it's not about chasing dreams. It's about building financial empowerment through informed strategy. Thank you for tuning in to the Iraqi Dinar RV channel. If you found today's update helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and stay connected. We're here every step of the way to help you navigate this historic financial journey. Until next time, stay wise, stay ready, and stay hopeful.